Hello and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about something kind of special. I've been working on it for a while, although it's not actually I can't actually use it the way I want to currently, but at least I think I should at least try talking about it. So if you know me, you know that I love to do computer programming, which is what, and for those of you who don't know what computer programming is, it's kind of like, the process of making, video games you like or websites and stuff like that. And there's always been one thing that's always annoyed me, no matter what I'm doing, if it's actually working on something or if I'm just messing around. It's that I can't get different kinds of files to work together. Like, let's say I wanted a JavaScript. No, sorry. Let's say I have a web page which uses HTML. I wanted to insert Ruby into it. I can't do that, and it really angers me. Let's say I wanted to insert a terminal in a processing Java sketch. I can't do that. But with this, I can. I have come up with the idea of Mesh, a special programming language / tool that basically lets different programming languages work with each other. This is an example I made, and I will also walk through the different kinds of things you can do in it right now. So basically, this whole program. Hold on, let me scroll slowly. This program basically makes it so that in the application window, most of it, there's a 500 by 500 pixel with let me restart that. So the top part of the application window, all the way down to almost the bottom, is a processing Java sketch or a canvas. And at the very bottom, there's a small terminal which uses Ruby that basically gets an input from the user, which in this case would be two different numbers as points on x and y coordinates on a coordinate plane or whatever, and then graphs a point on the canvas exactly where you type at the exact points that you typed in. That was kind of hard to that's kind of weird, but basically, let me scroll down to the bottom here. Let's say I typed in 1 1. Basically, oh yeah, and press to return. Basically, what that would do is that somewhere on that canvas, it would draw a dot, exactly at the coordinates. It's pretty cool. And now you're probably wondering what everything here means, and yes, it is a bit confusing, honestly. So I will walk you through it. Okay, so let's create a new file. Mesh. As you can see, I actually tried importing it from my PC because I'm actually using Wine Bottler to run a PC application on my Mac. Anyways, and I tried importing it a couple times and it wouldn't work until it suddenly showed up after I was done with this. And this is what I'm using right now. So actually, I just realized I forgot something on this. Whatever. Anyways, so I'm going to walk you through some of the basics of this and tell you and show you and then explain what all the things mean. So first of all, you probably saw these things. Yeah, these things. Those are comments. They're basically things that the that the computer won't read when executing the program. So you do that by typing a dash, a forward slash, I think that is, and another dash. Then you can type whatever you want down here. I mean, past that. And if you want to close it, you can either press return or, now I didn't actually mean for this to work the way it does, but I guess I also like it, do this, which is this type forward slash n, which is actually an escape character, which means new line, but that didn't work when I was organizing the thing. So now, oh shoot, I forgot. Whatever. The default color for anything is red, and I just realized the comments are red. I feel stupid. Anyway, so there's a comment. Now, multi-line comments, because you don't want to do this a bunch of times, right? So, a multi-line comment would be a dash, a forward slash, then press enter as many times as you want and have all the code in there or whatever, then do forward slash dash. And like that, you have a multi-line comment. Next, we're going to move on to the actual stuff. So, you saw this thing at first. This is basically what helps set up the file. So, the first thing we're going to do is type mesh in all caps, colon, space, and then we're going to type equal sign, square bracket, and let's indent here because the audio indent doesn't work with this apparently, and then we type the opposite square bracket and equal sign. So these things right here, so you know the equal sign and the square bracket thing, those are called tags, kind of, or well, no, not exactly tags, but more like the containers. It's kind of like in JavaScript how if you have, I mean, it's kind of like in Java or JavaScript where if you have like void a, and then you have whatever there, and you have this. These curly brackets are the container, and that's kind of how it works here. So inside here, we type in a tag. Now these are actual tags. We're going to type size dash backslash dash size. You can kind of see how it works. That kind of idea was based off of HTML5, which I loved to my heart's content. And inside here, we're going to type how large we want our application window to be. So over here, it was 500 by 600, which looks like which almost looks like a square. But so first, we're going to type the how wide we want it to be. So 500. We want it to be 500 pixels wide. And next we're going to type, instead of having a comma or whatever, although I've been thinking of doing that, we're going to type by, and then we're going to type how tall we want it to be, or the height. We're going to have it also be 500 pixels. And now we're done with that part. Next, you can't just, like, you have normal files or whatever. You can't just, like, type in the name of the file you want and then just go on from there. You actually have to, like, implement it, which is what these things are. And so now I'm going to show you that. So first thing we do is type add file. And yes, I know that kind of syntax was based off of CSS. I made this programming language in a way that so that it's gonna be faster to type. It's gonna be faster to type, so you don't have to like hold shift or do weird things or whatever with the keyboard to get special characters. Although I'm not a very fast typer, it's supposed to benefit other people. So anyways, we're going to type add file and then create a normal container. This is like the container for setting up the mesh file. These containers, which is not an equal sign in a square bracket, but is a dash in a square bracket, are just for normal stuff. So we're going to type opposite there. And now we're going to set this up. So the first thing we're going to do is create a variable name for it. So it's kind of like how in JavaScript you can do like var a equals 1 and do that. So here it's going to be kind of like that. Oops. First thing we're going to type is v dash backslash and then do the opposite here. I really wish I could add like an autocomplete feature to this, but sadly I can't. So let's call this new file, because I don't really want to try to think of a language right now. So a new file. Wait, no. But really, you can call it anything you want as long as it's not the you know what? Never mind. So let's call it NF. Next, we're gonna tell it what the file source is called. So like where it's getting the file from. So we're gonna type s dash backslash backslash dash s. Then here you would usually want to put like the file path, but for now we're just gonna put the file name. So a new file. So something like that. Next, we are going to tell it how big we want it to be in the application window or on the application window. So we're going to type p dash backslash backslash dash p. Now you have 3 different options. You can either type in full, so it stretches across the entire window. Hide for the only reason you would usually want to use this if it's like a file that doesn't do anything visual, but like just it changes things internally or whatever. Or you can put in x, y, width, and height. So for the x and y, we're going to type so we're going to put it at the top left corner. So that's going to be 0 pixels by 0 pixels. So that's the x and the y, where it is horizontally and where it is vertically. Next, the width and the height. So now I would usually just type in full for this, but I wanted to show how to do this kind of thing. So for the width, we want it to be 500 pixels long, which is how wide the window is, by 500, which is how tall it is too. Now notice I put a comma between these two things, the 0 by 0 and 500 by 500. But that's because it's x by y, so it's like the where it is horizontally by where it is vertically, and we also have the width by the height, because having x by y by width by height just sounds really weird. Anyways, next, now this is an optional thing. You don't have to type it, you don't have to use it, but this is the source tag kind of thing. So this is basically for like if you have any libraries, extensions, modules, packages, or anything like that for whatever language you're using. So like if I was or anything that any files that need to be included. So like if I'm using C++ and I want to add the string the file, so I can create string variables, I would type like string.h or something like that. Or for any normal C++ file, I would have to type dang it, what's it called? Oh, iostream. Oops, stream. But for this, we're not gonna, you know what, let's just put this new file extension or something like that. You can actually put multiple, but for now we're just going to do the one. The next, oh yeah, so basically if you want to edit the file in Mesh, which you're probably going to be doing anyways, you're going to have to type dash backslash and then put the variable name, which is nf, and you're actually going to have to create what would be like a sub variable name or something like that. Like imagine the file the new file or whatever is actually a folder. This would be like adding a file in it. So nf1, I guess, and backslash dash, and we create a container, and we put whatever we want in here. Now you can actually put, like, if you have more than one language, you can put these things inside of each other. It's pretty cool. Hold on. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, or something like that, and you can put them inside each other. It's probably what you're going to do anyways, but whatever. Anyways, let's move on. After you do all that kind of stuff, oh yeah, I forgot, you're probably gonna want to put this all in a continuous function, otherwise it's not going to work at all. Just like in most languages, you need a main function, so we're going to type add function, and inside these parentheses, you type the name of the function, so we're just going to call it main function, and then create a container, and there we go. So after you're done with all of that, you're going to want to type at the end run file, or if you have multiple files, you can type run files. In this case, we only have one. Run file, and we're going to type nf, no extra stuff with that, no containers or subvariable names. And after that, we type run function. Now, if you have multiple functions, you can actually put run functions with the parentheses, but in this case, we only have one, which is main function. And inside here, now this is where it gets confusing. If you have like, I said that you can have these things inside each other, but the more and more you have, the more and more you have to type here. So first we have nf and nf1, and we have that. So, and since that's all we have, we just have to type that. If we had something inside it, then we would have to do something along the lines of this. nf2, nf2, 1, and it gets pretty annoying from there on out. But since we don't have anything inside it, we don't need to put any containers. And after that, you are done with the thing, I guess, but there's actually a lot more in this. So let's delete all this. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, there's lots of stuff. You know what, I'll just go with the basics for now. So first we have what would be considered an if statement. So in JavaScript, it would be like if, let's say 1 equals 1, then do something, or something like that. But in Mesh, it's a lot different actually. And I actually made it make more sense. So instead of just saying if, you're gonna start it as when true, because I couldn't think of anything else to follow when. When true, and you're going to type a dash and a semicolon, then you're going to close that. and you put whatever statement you're going to put, whatever in there. We'll get to that in just a second. Then create a container. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted. No, that's not what I wanted either. Yes, that's what I wanted. And then you're going to put whatever in here. But inside here, you can type things normally, but let's say we still have that new file thing around. So let's say we want to compare a value from new file 1 to new file 2. We would do it something along the lines of this. When true, and inside here, new file, and then we're going to have it be new file 1. And inside here, I originally had it outside the thing, but it makes more sense to do it inside. Inside here, to get any sort of value or something like or anything like that from this file, we have to type --. I'm hoping to change that sometime soon. =, and inside here we type whatever value. So let's say var1. If var1 from new file 1 is, now you actually type is. Wait, what the heck? Oh yeah, it's a different color. Okay, so for operators, instead of typing like two equal signs or three equal signs, like in most languages, for an equality, you type is. So if that is, and let's type in new file 2. And inside here, we're going to get a value 2. No, sorry, var 2. And we're going to close that. And there we go. Now let's say we don't want to have it just be an equality, because is basically saying equal to, that it's equal to. What if we don't want to? What if we want to see if it isn't equal to? Then we say is dash not. So that would be like doing this or this. So is not. Now let's say we don't want to see if they're not equal. Let's see if the first one is bigger than the second one. Then we type is more. Now I was thinking of typing than, but no. Is more. So that would be like this. Okay? So is more than this one. I didn't want to type add than though, because it would be really annoying. So is more than new value 2. So than var 2. So what if we wanted them to be the opposite? Let's check to see if var 1 is less than var 2. Then we type is less, which would basically be the equivalent of this, not this. And so what if we want to see if the first one is greater than or equal to the second one? So that would be, in most languages, it would be something along the lines of this or this. But in this case, we type is or more, which is basically saying if it is var 2 or it's more than var 2, then do whatever. And for less than or equal to, then we would type, as you might guess, is or less. That's pretty cool, don't you think? Now, there are some other operators So we have and, which is literally the word and, which is saying if, let's say, var1 and var true are, let's say, true, and do something. Or we could have it be or. So if one or the other is true, then do this. So that with and, let's say one isn't true, then it wouldn't do whatever. If with or though, if one or the other is true, then it will. But if both of them are true, it won't. And to fix that, you type and or, which does wait, what? Oh, come on, did I spell it backwards? Whatever. And or is supposed to be like, if both of them are true, or one or the other is true, then do this. But if neither of them are true, don't. And I believe I added XOR or X and. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Whatever. X or would be like, if neither of them are true, then do this. But if either one of them is true, don't. So let's keep is, okay? So when true is not just the only thing we have. We also have, if we, when else. So if that isn't true, then do this. Now, what if we didn't just want it, what if we didn't want it to end there? Because, I mean, like, there's only two options there, right? Well, there's a simple solution to that, and it's when also. So, when also works kind of like else if in JavaScript, or else if in, like, what would it be, like Python and Ruby or something like that? So basically it's another when true. Instead of having to type when true a bunch of times, you can type when also something equals something, or whatever like that. Create another container. And then we can, now you can add as many of these when alsos as you want, just like with if else, else if in other programming languages. So after all those, we can type when else do that. Now you can't just end with when also. You have to have a when else at the end. Otherwise, like in most languages, I don't think it loads correctly or whatever, or compiles correctly. And but you can end with just when true, or when true, when else. Next, my voice is starting to hurt. Hold on, let me get a drink of water real quick. Next, we're gonna look at the loop function thing. So this, I'm not completely done with it because I think I could still change a few things to make it make sense a bit more. But basically, we do we type add loop, and we type a dash, and I want to change this later on too. We type a greater than, a less than sign, and then a greater than sign dash. And then we type, of course, the container, close it, and inside here we do some things. First, we type what we want the target to be. So the target is kind of like what file this for loop is going to be for. So in this case, let's have it be something from new. Let's have it be new file. So new file, and F1. Now, if you want to, you can actually have it be you can actually have the target. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? No, never mind. Sorry, I didn't actually think this out as much as I probably should have beforehand. Now I'm just I'm just kind of trying to wing it. So now we don't just leave it like this. We actually need to type this inside a tag, as you might guess. So we type t dash square bracket dash t. So this is the target. After that, we type the condition, and to do that we type c dash square bracket dash c. And the condition, let's say nf1. Let's get var1, and let's see, and the condition will be until that variable is oh yeah, it would be while var1 is less than, let's say, 10. And have it close there, and then we put whatever in here. So basically what this would look like, because it kind of looks like a while loop, because they don't have what's it called? Hold on. Dang it, I know the name of it, of the incrementer, and I don't have an increment function. So in JavaScript it looks something kind of like while, let's see, var1 is less than 10, then do something. But an actual for loop, which is what this was kind of based off of, would look like for some reason, and people in the programming put a space when using a for function. I don't know why. Anyways, so you would do like var I equals 0, while I is less than 10, I plus plus, and then put whatever in here. So yeah, it's pretty well thought out, but I think it could use a bit more work. So, is that it? Oh no, I gotta show you the thing I forgot to do in the example file that I showed at the beginning. So basically, when you have more than one file, so let's say we have a file called nf1 and nf2, okay? So we have those two files. In order to actually have them work together, you have to add something. This I've actually thought out quite a bit, because it's gonna tell the application or the tool mesh tool thing or whatever to have the two languages talk to each other in different ways. So the way you would do that is by typing first link file, and let's use nf2. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. No, you have to put this in a container, dummy. So link file nf2 file, and let's have that be nf2. And I forgot the one over there. See, isn't my memory just on fire today? And that's that. Now you can't just have that and have those two talk to each other. You actually have to do this with both files, and what I mean is this. Link nf1 to file nf2, and then you have to do link file nf2 to file nf1. So kind of like that. And that will let all of your files talk to each other. So, yeah, I think that's about it. If you enjoyed my ranting on about stuff you're probably never going to understand in your entire life, then please like this video. And if you want to see more videos like this and not like this, then please subscribe. Then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to learn more about this language I'm trying to make, Mesh, then either comment down in the comment section or send me an email at my the Gmail, which is alan.invents@gmail.com. And if you forget that, then it's always in my the description of my channel. The about section. Anyways, man, I need to go. My head hurts. Okay, see you later.